Now we have Ashley Walker, the Ginger Man. Is that no? Oh no!
No,
No!
respin it, redo it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gollum's Gamers, where today we're back with episode 4 of Lord of the Spins. Now, I'll recap briefly how the series works in just a moment, but for the Spotify listeners, tonight I'm joined by James, Sam, and Vince. And as always, you can find us on Instagram and Spotify by following the links in the description down below. So, Lord of the Spins is a series that gives us all an opportunity to write some new and interesting lists that we might not usually get to. So I've put together 2 wheels that the first one has every hero in the game on it, which we spin 9 times at the end of each episode. So each member of our team has a hero selection. There's also a points wheel, which we only spin once at the end of each episode to see which points level we will all have to use. Then with those heroes and points level combination, we have to do our best to write a list that we think could compete at a GBHL 100 event, which will then be shown in the following episode. So today we'll be going through our lists that we spun for last episode, ranking them in a tier list at the end, and then spinning both of the wheels to set us up for the next episode. Now, as part of this series, we also spin the hero wheel for our viewers. So each episode, we also rank and review one of the lists that has been submitted. The hero for this episode is Ashrak. So we'll be taking a look at one of the Ashrak lists at the end. And I'll let you guys know at the end how you can submit for next episode as well. But if we're ready to get underway, let's have a look at the first list.
Let's begin.
So here we are with our first list. Now, I didn't mention the points level for this episode is 750. So Adam's list, or his hero rather, was the Moria Black Shield captain. So the force is led by Durbers, I believe, who's eating 6 goblins with shield and spear, 6 with just a spear, and 1 bat swarm. Then he has the Black Shield captain leading 4 with shield and spear, 3 with spear, and 4 with bow and spear. Then he has the Watcher in the Water as well. Shout out Jobby from Any Heroics. And then he's allied in Mordor, the Dark Marshal on horse, leading 15 of the scary black nuns. So 44 models, 4 bows, but he also has the Watcher doing his tentacleness and 8 might. So I thought I'd hand over to Sam Grattan on this one. First of all, you've got some experience with this sort of list. What do you rate?
Yeah. I think the only difference I take usually is definitely not a Black Shield captain. I don't.
That's the number 1 difference.
Yeah. And it's usually a Shadow Lord instead of a Dark Marshal. But
he wanted a Suladan?
Hell no. Actually, I think you can do that. Or maybe I don't know. It's a similar play style. It's only It's only 1 bat. So see.
So you take the Shadow Lord, and then what would you just take a normal captain for March?
Yeah, or you could take a basic Wraith to get like another compel and
Costa, but you get March as well.
Yeah. But yeah, and is there no banner?
It looks like
you have the Dark Marshal, don't you?
Of course, but no.
Yeah. So he affects only Mordor troops, right?
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I assume so. So I probably would have liked to have seen 1 drop of Black Num for a banner, maybe somewhere. For points wise, I mean, yes,
Black Nums cost 25 points.
Oh yeah, but you can jiggle some stuff. You could probably go to 40 models at 750. This is 750. So where are the 4 bows?
Bow and spear.
Oh
Yeah,
God, why are those there? That's a no-no. I mean,
so for the banner, sorry, it's just all friendly models. So it does.
Okay, so it does affect everyone. I'd still go for a banner. But basically, the Dark Marshal's got fairly good casting values. So it's the classic compel forward a hero that they want to keep alive, leader. Say if it's a person that has blind light up, make a hole, whether it's cav base or infantry base big enough around the Watcher, block everywhere else so that the model can only fit in the hole and suck him off into the hole and with a bat swarm, and they die. It's probably one of the most effective ways of killing things in the game. and it's good fun. It's horrendous to play against for people that haven't played it before / don't know what they're doing against it. And I do feel bad for everyone that does experience it. But it's really fun.
Jobby has terrorized many a folk in the GBHL.
Yeah.
I thought I would mention about the Black Shield captain himself. So he's 45 points compared to 35 points for a normal captain. So it's 10 points extra, and it's still fight 3. It's D6, which is nice. It's courage 4, and it has a 2-handed sword. And I think other than that, it's the same.
Yeah, it's
D6
really bad.
4. Yeah.
And the 2-handed sword's kind of useful for
nice.
killing the heroes that get sucked in, because there's no prowlers here, which obviously you could just swap the bows for, which would make way more sense.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess he is. I did think about the no prowlers. Like usually 2 is good enough. Yeah. But I mean, if
even 1 is enough,
because it's not like he needs the extra spears he's got. He's got way more than he needs.
Yeah, I mean, technically, a Black Shield captain is the same as 2 prowlers because it's 2 attacks. And then he doesn't get backstabbers, so it's actually worse. And it's way more expensive. Yeah, the bows need to be prowlers or even 2, and take something else.
Saying that though, actually, with a normal captain, you can pay 5 points for a shield, so it goes up to D6, but then you get a shield, where the other one is just D6. So
you're best paying 5 points for courage.
Yeah, essentially.
And when Durbos has a 12-inch stand fast, that +1 courage isn't really the best. Like,
and also the hatred dwarf special rule can't be.
Well, it's got to be worth it.
Can't be sleeping on that one.
It's actually on
the tier list at the end to
11.
Lemon. Vince, what do you think on this one, mate?
Yeah, I think they really touched on all the points. Really, I think Shadow Lord probably better than Dark Marshal here. I would have considered a banner on one of the black numbers as well, just for banner scenarios.
Yeah, it's hard to leave one without it these days.
Yeah, I think it's too important to leave out.
And an actual banner in your list, Sam. I can't remember.
Yeah, always.
You did when we played.
Yeah,
it's just needed because you. Although the Watcher has 6 attacks, it's not it's not out of the realms of possibility that you do not roll a 6 or even sometimes a 5. And if you don't, okay, he's only got 1 might. So if the hero shields and rolls a 6, it becomes they're still behind your lines. It's not the end of the world, but realistically, you don't want to spend more than 1 turn at a time killing the person you've.
Yeah, you want it to die that first turn.
Yeah, because otherwise you're wasting another turn killing that same person because you can't really. I mean, you can kill 2 at a time with heroic combats, but it's a bit finicky and it's way more smoother. Like the game is just a lot easier if you kill 1 at a time every turn and don't mess up.
The game does go pretty smoothly if nothing goes wrong and you achieve
it instantly. If you roll a 6 every time, it tends to go pretty well.
You don't have to roll a 6, even if with all the attacks you have, but it's just with pairing off and stuff with the Watcher, if you lose priority and and then he has to barge, but then they don't do it first. It's not good. It's not great. So I like the idea. I like the premise of the list. However, a Shadow Lord instead of a Dark Marshal, and then probably dropping to 40 models with a banner somewhere. I think I would do personally.
Now, I'm not too sure when this episode is going to be coming out, but could this be the last time we ever see some sort of Watcher Mordor soup on the channel?
No.
Maybe
this is the end.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah. Maybe not, Sam. Yeah.
I don't think it will be, guys.
But who knows? Depending on when this comes out, this could be after that. So who knows? But yeah, could be with the new edition. Who knows what restrictions may be in place? So okay, that'll do it for Adam's Moria list with the Black Shield captain. We will move on to my list, where the hero I have is Ori from Erebor Reclaimed, so the champion of Erebor. So I've taken a leaf out of Sam Grattan's book here, and it is a Erebor Reclaimed and Survivors of Lake Town Alliance. So can this be led by Bard? I can't remember what I did now. Can I lead it with Bard?
Yeah, they're both legend.
He's legend in this, yeah. So I think I did it with Bard, with Horse and Armor, who's leading Alfred, Sigrid and Tilda, 3 Lake Town Militia with Shield, 5 with Shield and Spear, 3 with Bow and Spear, then a Lake Town Militia Captain, leading 4 with Shield and Spear, and 4 with Bow and Spear. Then from Erebor Reclaimed, I have Thorin on Wargoat with Orchrist, leading 15 Iron Hills and 1 Goat Rider. And then I have Ori as well. So it's 42 models, 8 bows. So there's no crossbows in there. I remember when I was writing this, there was a lot of tough choices that I had to make on things to fit it up to 42 models and get everything in that I wanted. So there's only 8 bows, no crossbows. And obviously Bard has the super bow and then 9 might, but you've got 2 free heroic combats and the potential for the free might from Alfred. So Sam, I think I'll hand over to you again first here, only because of your experience with this. What's your take? I saw a look while once you first came up on the screen.
More so, basically, we're filming this quite a long way from the previous one, and I have never used Ori / forgot what he did, and I.
What does he do?
You want me to tell you? I can for the viewers as well. So he essentially gives a blood and glory plus sort of buff. So if a hero kills another hero or monster model within 3 inches of him, he can give a hero back a point of might, will, or fate. So it's not only might to one hero within 3 inches of him. But obviously you need to keep Ori within 3 inches of the fight in order to do that. So that's a bit challenging. But you do have 2 fight 6 heroes, so I guess it's not the worst thing, but they're free combating, so maybe they're moving around a lot. Ultimately, if you were writing this, you wouldn't take Ori, but
what heroics does he have?
I had to.
He's got defense, and I'm gonna quickly correct to say that Ori's worse than he just said.
What did I say?
Basically, only you said all heroes. It's only Thorin
and
only
Thorin.
People and Erebor reclaimed heroes.
Okay.
So in this list, it's only Thorin and Ori. Okay. Sure. Basically, if you kill stuff with Bard, it wouldn't matter. So.
I think if he had strike, 3 as well. Nice little combo.
Yeah,
he's strength 3, but he does have a hand and a half axe, so he can do.
Terrible. He's 1-3-1, fight 4. So he's 1 less strength and defense than all of the others, or most of the others.
55.
So guys, just don't pick Ori.
Yeah, unfortunately, in this list, basically all your little champions of Erebor. You want the 3 attack ones that are cheap and either have +1 or another nice rule, i.e. basically Thorin, Dwalin, Nori, Dori, Gloin. They're your 5.
There's a lot of people ahead of old Ori here.
Yeah. And Ori's probably even lower than the ones that I didn't mention.
No.
So I think 42 models is a good model count with this.
That was like I had to sacrifice. I had some spears on the Iron Hills and things. I did actually start this off with Leggy. I was going to go like Leggy with a few elves kind of deal, and then sprinkle in the Lake Town. But I thought, for the price of Leggy and then like an actual banner, I could just take more Lake Town and Bard, and then I have a 12-inch banner plus Bard. So I ended up ditching the 5/5 route. So. Yeah. 42 models, 750 with dwarves, I guess like not the worst thing, but it would just be way more optimized, I guess, if you didn't take Ori.
Yeah, I think it's a version that if you're gonna run Ori with this kind of alliance, it's probably the best way to do it. The Goat Rider's nice. The only reason sometimes elves I think are better just because the cav was so much more.
Yeah, the 10-inch actual. Yeah. I do agree.
Because you don't really need them. You don't need them in your line. Like, sure, Nine Hills is way more killy than a Mirkwood Cav, but that's not their role in this. But you'd hope that a 15-line dwarf line or 15-line of dwarfs with 2 5/6 combating heroes are good enough.
Yeah.
But the Goat Rider just is so much worse. Well, not so much worse, but it just is worse than a Mirkwood Cav in the other aspects, i.e., objectives, recon, so on and so forth.
That is what it's there for, and it's just worse. So
it's also more expensive.
Yeah, 3 points more, and it's
take it
with the shield. So
yeah,
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's the best I could do, I think, at 750. So
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't take a shield on the captain.
there you go. I didn't have those 5 points to play
Well,
around with. It was getting
yeah,
very
even if you did, I would not have taken it.
no.
So
yeah. I
that
did
is right.
good, I think. It's okay. Yeah. So I think we'll leave it there for Ori. Okay. We will move on to Sam's list. Sam, you're getting all the spotlight early on here in the episode.
God, shower me with praise.
Can we have some more Sam, please?
Yeah. Would you like to
lists with a slice of Sam? What I thought. What was this? Yeah. So I have the Betrayer as my hero. What? Okay. So I have Suladan as my leader.
Yeah.
He is leading 5 Serpent Riders. Then I have the Betrayer on Fell Beast.
Oh, so beast.
I have one guy with bow, Harad Warrior, one Harad Warrior with bow and a spear, and then 5 more Serpent Riders. I've then got a Harad King with horse and a war spear with 5 Serpent Riders, and then 2 Mahud Kings with camel, shield, and war spear for Green Alliance.
Soon to find themselves in the Legacy edition of,
surely not. Maybe.
Of the game. What iconic scenes in the films were the Mahud Kings part of, Sam? Please do tell us.
I'm sure they're in the books.
Right.
Some guy will tell me in the comments below.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean, again, like I wrote this quite a while ago. I think the premise was I didn't want to take anything that doesn't have poison. I think I may have had something else. So I sent you a list previously.
There was another version of this list.
Yeah, and
the Betrayer was not on Fell Beast, and then you went, that list wasn't quite, beast enough.
Yeah, I've basically sacked off the whole point of the Betrayer with shooting and thought, let's just go all in.
A combat Betrayer.
Death. So, admittedly, the Mahud Kings don't get the poison, do they? They just have. They don't have a poison. Is it poison war spear? I don't really know. So. They should kill anyway. You'd hope that they don't need the Betrayer reroll. And again, the Harad King, I don't know if he gets a thingy or not. Shows my knowledge of Serpent Horde.
Check that for you, mate.
The Serpent Riders, however, they definitely do get it. And they are, as stated in the cavalry tier list, a very lemon cav. So
I'm checking out the cavalry tier list. Come on.
Yeah, I thought let's hear Ashley's horrendous opinions.
I knew that was a lemon idea. So no, the Mahud Kings, they do not. They have a blowpipe with poison darts, but
true that. And then it's basically go all in. You either will win fights with a 6-inch banner and rerolling to wound everywhere and
kill everything. Fight 4, not bad.
Yeah, fight 4. You got some Hood Kings for some finicky stuff with the Impaler.
30 models as well also isn't like that bad.
It's not horrendous.
Not that low. Yeah, it's not like Riv Knights or something where it's like 16.
You get poor magic, but it's still magic of some sort. You get a flyer, and he's no slouch. He has the Bane of Kings stuff. So anything that is compelled, maybe when charged by it, maybe with a striker, i.e. Double King, Suladan, they would die, I'd hope. It's just an all mounted, apart from the 2 dudes who I guess I think I'll put them there for maybe an objective so that you can just charge everything else forward and not care. And just cause carnage, essentially.
Yeah, if you win a fight, you are killing like almost everything that's mounted has a war spear. The Harad King and the 2 Mahud Kings are pretty, killy as well. So you're not lacking punch.
I did think of going, Suladan, Betrayer, Mahud King, 45 blowpipes, death, and being really boring. But I thought, no, that's been seen.
And then, of course, I mean, one thing we've sort of left out is obviously the Fell Beast, as well. Not only do you have the magic, but you have all the Fell Beast shenanigans.
Yeah, he's got the hurls. I mean, hurling riders in your line potentially isn't. Maybe it's not the best use of hurl.
No.
In case, but it's a fun list. I'd like to play this. I don't think it's insanely good at a tournament. I think you'd win a few games, 100%. But if someone knew what they were doing, I think you'd just lose. But it'd be a lot of fun. I'll tell you that for free.
It does look quite fun. Yeah. James and Vince, any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this looks hard as fuck.
James is hard as fuck, is what he meant to say.
I wish Sam was brave enough to take it though.
I don't own that many Serpent Riders. I mean, fair play if everyone does. as well as I don't have my
You must have
Especially
at
with
least-
the scrounging of everyone trying to get them for their Mordor Silverlands.
Yeah.
We must have at least like sort of 10 Serpent Riders, between the Gollum's gamers, surely.
How many do you have?
I've got 2. Well,
Yeah,
you've got
everyone's
2.
got 2.
Ash has got 2. That's 6.
No, I think we have. I don't know. I think we have 4 or 6.
Ben surely has some. Ali must have some, maybe.
I
Adam
don't-
You
I
could
don't
do
think-
this. If you put
I
your
don't think-
mind to it.
All 9 people, I don't think we could accumulate 15 Serpent Riders. So that's what's holding me
Yeah,
back.
we could. Yeah, we could.
Have you met the editor of the Daily Bugle?
Oh my god. Daily Bugle man, please give me more.
Yeah, okay. I think this will do it for Sam's Fell Beast list. Wasn't expecting this one from you, Sam. Adam would be pleased.
Very welcome.
I'd say. Yeah, okay. Shout out Adam. We will move on to Ash's Isengard list. This is something we've never seen before. Ashley Auger not taking Mordor. Okay. So his hero was the Uruk-hai Shaman. A very interesting hero. So his force is led by Saruman on horse with Grima, who's leading 5 Uruks with crossbow, 8 with pike, 1 with banner and pike, 1 wild man of Dunland, and 1 wild rider with throwing spear. Then he has the Uruk-hai Shaman leading 3 Uruks with crossbow and another 3 with pike. And then Lurtz with shield leading 5 with crossbow, 6 with pike, 1 with banner and pike, 2 wild men of Dunland, and 1 Crebain. So he's got the double banner there going on and still hits the 40 models. At 750 points, which is pretty cheeky. It's 14 crossbows, which we love to see, and 7 might, obviously with all the Saruman casting. He's got Fury there from the Uruk-hai Shaman. That's kind of hard.
What else does the Shaman have?
Transfix on 5+.
Oh, it's just a
Transfix?
basic
I've never seen an Uruk-hai Shaman. Yeah,
Because it's bad.
pretty basic. But I mean, with the Isengard Omni bonus not having to take courage
That's
test.
already their strength, not having to take them.
Yeah. I mean, if you play Terror, but like they're courage 4 down to courage 3, so that's not like that bad anyway. So
This just shows you how bad of a list writer Ash is when it doesn't come to Mordor Silverland. Who the hell gives a pike and a banner? You just get -1 to your duel, right?
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And you've got 2 of them.
He just went, I'll give the banner a spin.
I feel like if you're taking a banner, you're just giving it a guy with a shield, maybe, or maybe an orc, not a pike guy, because that's a valuable model in Isengard when you can like triple stack with against stuff, and if one of them having -1, it's a bit meh. And
Yeah,
I don't know if he may have just like copy and pasted this list from somewhere. I don't really know.
he did. I do remember when I was asking for the list. He
It wouldn't
wrote it
surprise
wrong.
me. Let's just say that.
He wrote it wrong, and then I asked him to correct it, and he corrected it, and it was still wrong, something like that. And yeah, so
See, I'd love if one of the banners disappeared, sack it off. One of the other banner got changed to something that didn't have -1, and if Grima got a horse, because it doesn't say he has a horse there. But Grima on horse would be.
You like Grima with horse?
Mounted Grima.
Yeah,
Vince, what's your take on that?
I'd rather see Grima on horse here.
I'd see the merits of it, but it's just very expensive, isn't he? After you've given him the horse 35 points, you take him out, you're just a bit sad, aren't you? I don't know. I do see the benefits of the bigger base, the maneuverability, but then you're investing. If you add in the cost of Saruman, it's a hefty chunk of points, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. So Ashley, first when he sent me the list, he said that it was 40 models, but it was actually only 39. And then he also had more crossbows than he was legally allowed. And then I changed it all around, and then it was still wrong. So, classic Ashley Walker.
I mean, it is how many? Why is there 14? Oh, you can hit shield as the bow.
No, Lurtz has a bow, doesn't he?
Does.
Come on, how's he killed Boromir, mate?
We have
It's
to
compact
Why
though.
would they not say that on the thing? I'm bugging out.
Because it's just part of his wargear. It's not an additional
No.
piece of wargear.
I thought it was. Oh, fair enough.
The shield is, although it's free, it's a piece of wargear in his profile that you have to say, I want the shield. So you can choose to not have it, even though you would just take it.
I mean, it's 14 or 13 crossbows, which it's got good shooting.
Yeah, sorry, 13 crossbows. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's got Fury 4, Terror. Saruman is really annoying. I just would have liked to have seen how many cav is it? Just one.
One.
Yeah, one of the
Crabane.
Among one Crabane. This list is definitely maneuverable with that thing.
Grab on from Dunland.
So yeah, I think just don't take Banner Pike. Remove one of them at least. Get more points, get more bang for your buck. I'd give Greenmore Horse probably get 2 more models as well somehow. I know, yeah, in Saruman's Warband. Look at that. God, 2 spaces.
There we go.
40.
You fixed it. Vince, would you run this at a 750 GBHR 100?
Even if you switch the Shaman with like a better hero, I don't really know if it's strong enough necessarily. There are just so many better lists out there.
So with the Shaman, you would definitely not run it.
No, I don't think it would do very well, especially with those 3 wild men of Dunland. I don't know what they're doing there.
They're fearless, aren't they? Or is that only in the Legion?
No, that's only if you get the Oathmaker in.
Oh, so really
They're terrible. They're just D3. You might as well just have orcs.
That they still wouldn't be affected by the Fury, no.
No,
I
so
think
they're
5
terrible.
points.
Yeah, they're 5 points.
And I'll tell you that the one we mentioned the army bonus. I actually think it's a nega trait for Isengard. You can't choose to just run away when you really need to.
True that.
And that has actually lost me games. Those times when you need to quarter yourself.
A blessing and a curse.
Yeah, no, it's actually.
Then you'd be
people
really happy
look
with
at
those 3 wild men.
Yeah, fine. Take that point back then.
Maybe that's why he took them.
No,
that's why.
No, wild men count as Isengard.
But I saw the Fury is only for Urkai. It's not the Isengard.
Right, but they're affected by the army bonus.
Yeah,
so they don't take
the army bonus. Sorry.
So you can't choose to take the break test, which sometimes you want to do it. If they changed it to you were allowed to choose, then that's great. But the fact that you cannot take it until 66%, you're just sitting there like thinking, okay, I don't have the option to break myself or like run away, which is it's actually quite bad sometimes.
Can be an issue.
More often than you think.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see that.
Okay, I think that'll do it for Ash's Uruk-hai Shaman list. We'll move on. What on earth do we have next? We have Jay's Herald of the Dead list. What a fantastic unseen hero do we have here. The Herald of the Dead. So this is the Return of the King Legendary Legion. So it's led, of course, by Aragorn, who is in a warband on his own with Anduil. Then he has a second warband led by the King of the Dead, leading 7 Warriors of the Dead with shield, 7 more with shield and spear, and 1 Rider of the Dead. And then the Herald of the Dead, leading 6 Warriors with shield and 6 normal Warriors. So he's hit the 30 model mark, which is pretty tank. No bows, but he has 4 might. But I put a star there because Aragorn has the 3-point might. And then the Herald of the Dead, his special rule for anyone that doesn't know, he allows the King of the Dead to use his will points as might points. I think he has to be within either 3 or 6 inches of the king in order to do that. But as long as that's true, then yeah, the king can spend might. So he's essentially 4 might on the king. So you're 7 might plus a free from Aragorn. What do we think on this one?
Has he just got 6 Warriors of the Dead with nothing?
The 3rd warband is sus.
Yeah. I mean,
with nothing on. I remember when I was putting that in. Yeah.
I think if you're
Why not just drop one and give them war gear?
I think he just wants to hit the 30 models, which I'm not that against.
I would have gone. How much is a rider? What? Just like 20.
Yeah, they're fucking expensive. I think they're more than that.
No, it's 24.
Yeah, 24. And then a guy is maybe. How much does a normal dude? 14, 15, 16?
14,
Oh, yeah. A rider's 24. A dude's 14. Base.
Is that with shield or shield?
Base.
No, nothing.
So 16 with spear shield.
So you got difference, and is that a rider with a shield or not?
It just comes with the shield, so it's 24 points.
Oh, it comes ready. Yeah. So it's a difference of 10 points. So I would remove the rider. If you remove the rider, got 24 points extra. Gave the 6 dudes shield and spear.
And then take one guy to get up to 30 models.
And then have another guy with either shield or shield spear and get 30 models. Because realistically, you have a free march. The king has march. Like you have many marches in this.
Yeah. I've actually played against a Return of the King this list, sort of, in Recon, and late game when Aragorn's still going with the free march, like you say, like he can just move stuff so quickly. So
yeah. I think the rider is nice, but
I don't think you need it.
Just getting the D8, I think you need to be all D8
everywhere.
It's kind of like when dwarfs get crossbows and they're D6, and it's just their little squishy part. But then not needing sixes by just normal sixes instead of sixes by fours for those six is it's not what you really want for this list. You need, I think, if you're going to take a D8 army, you want to play into survivability as much as possible, and just doing that isn't.
And if you're playing a strength 3 army and then a couple of the D7 ones die in a couple key spots, it can really change things.
And in objective scenarios, you don't need. I don't even think you need all 30 guys in your line. Like, realistically, if you had one, they're courage 6 as well, I think. So if you had one back and on one object, 28 is still fine. And you can send maybe 2 on a little contingent somewhere doing an objective you need to.
One thing to know, actually, so he has taken the Herald of the Dead with a shield. So he could
surely just drop that first.
Yeah, if you drop that instead.
Didn't even notice that.
Then you're there. So it doesn't come with the shield, so it's another 5 points. So the Herald of the Dead is 70 points, but he's paid 75 with the shield. Also quite nice is that friendly spirit models within 3 inches of the Herald receives the resistance to magic special rule.
Pennant of the Dead.
Yeah, Pennant of the Dead. So that's pretty hot.
I mean, I guess you could just remove the shield and make 5 of them have a...
Yeah, I think you do that. And then you got 1, which is you live with that and you get the rider.
So what do you give it though? Do you give them shields or spears? Can you give them shields and you have just 11 guys?
Oh, sorry, because they're obviously naked. Oh, right.
So, or do you give them the spear, still be D7, and just have them behind?
Yeah, that
is
actually
the shield on the Herald, and you just drop the rider, because then you get 10 points to play with, right? So you have 6 shield and 4 spear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Herald of the Dead, this is probably the best way to run it if you're going to do it.
750, 30 models is, decent. Like we said with the all cab army.
Points level.
Your D8 mostly everywhere. So.
But yeah, so just make those 6 Warriors of the Dead have something to make them at least a shield.
Yeah.
But yeah, you'd rather have a shield spear if you can somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that will do it for Jay's Herald of the Dead. We will move on to Vince's list.
What the fuck?
Now, Vince, would you like to run through this on Spotify listeners for us, please, mate?
Vince has thought outside the box with this one.
We'll come to that. But Vince
just loves
rules. So it's Thorin's company. We have Thorin with Pony, Bilbo with Pony, and Sting. Got Killy with Pony, Philly with Pony, Dwalin with Pony.
All on Pony.
Biffa with Pony, Bomber with Pony, Nori with Pony, Dory with Pony, Oin with Pony, and Gloin with Pony.
So is that the whole of the Thorin's company on Pony?
It's missing.
Who's it missing?
It's missing one of them, isn't it?
Gloin, Oin, Dory, Nori.
It's not got Botha.
Botha, yeah.
Botha.
Yeah.
Or Ori.
Okay. So Vince, who is your hero? Sorry.
It doesn't have Balin either.
Your hero is Bomber.
Hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no Balin, no.
Oh yeah, no Balin.
No Balin. Well. Okay. Yeah. So
this was just a case of going through and picking, leaving out the shittest 2, while still making the points work.
At 750, so you got 11 of them in. So I do remember when Ali he had the Easterling captain, I do remember we flamed Ali quite a bit for not being very original with his list building. And Vince,
Yeah,
I feel
this is the
you
same.
missed the assignment with this. You could have gone so many different routes here.
Oh, right. So you were being sarcastic at the beginning. I could have,
Yes.
but then I just thought, I wasted the whole army on ponies.
A fully mounted pony army. I guess that is something I haven't seen before, to be fair. So,
I mean, it's just Stein's company, isn't it? Really, see that will move 8.
that's what I mean. It's literally just Orange Company.
So there was an option to have Gandalf on horse instead, but he's not riding a pony.
Pony style only.
Oh, I see. He's on a horse, so it would have disrupted the theme of the all pony army. I see. Okay,
that's the theme.
I'm with you, mate.
And I remember Sam was lamenting the poor movement of Bilbo of the Ring, but you know what solves that? Being on a pony.
It actually does. Not ironically, it actually does.
It actually does.
Unfortunately, survivors Bilbo can't take a pony. Otherwise, but take a pony.
And 5 points is actually really good. It's a really good upgrade for the movement. It's very good.
It's not bad.
I think I thought your imaginations could have ran wild with this, Vince.
That's just what when you sent me this list, I was
disappointed.
I was a little bit underwhelmed. Yeah,
but then what? Is it going to be some other? Like Lake Town engine hard list. I mean, come on.
Yeah, this is way more exciting.
Exactly.
Fully mounted pony. I mean,
who's more original here?
I can't argue against it.
I was just expecting to see some 70 model Bomber, Thorin, Bilbo, Master Braga, Captain, be really cursed, kind of win an event.
We should probably say sorry for what does Bomber actually do?
So he gets the free will point. Now he's actually the best one to go with Lake Town with Alfred, because on a 4+ you give a free will point.
Oh yes, I do remember, because I was looking at this and I thought that's the kind of thing you could have maybe done. Yeah.
He is
the
perfect Alfred buddy.
Yes, because you can just keep on giving him will and then you get mine. Yeah.
That's boring. Who likes Lake Town? So boring.
So Vince, do you think then that you could compete at GBHL 100 with this list? Is that what we're hearing with the all mounted?
I'd go 4-2 with this.
Yeah. Let's see it. Let's run it, Vince.
Those are some famous last words I've ever heard.
You have just gone on public record.
Sam's list.
You've just gone on public record saying you go 4-2.
No, all my riders just going into these stupid little. That'd be funny.
These bad boys are 5-6, most of them.
Are they?
I don't know about most of them.
I don't know about most of them.
Some of them. Did I say most?
It's 3 or 4 of them.
I think
get free heroic moves of Biffa.
Isn't it just 2 of them? Just
Healy and Feely are only 5-5 and So it's Marlin and Thorin, and that's it.
Gloin.
Gloin not?
Gloin's 5-6.
Yeah, Gloin's 5-6 as well.
So 3 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the ring.
And Nori's got 3 attacks.
Exactly.
Nori and Dory should have 3 attacks. They both have them in thingy.
Yeah.
Nori's 2 attacks. Nori's 2 attacks.
22 might.
This is the second appearance this episode for Ori. Oh, wait, no, he's not in this list. No, I was excited.
He didn't quite make the cut. He wasn't good enough.
Ori getting the limelight here. Okay, I think we will leave it there on Vince's all-mounted pony Thorin's company list.
So themey.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. We will move on to James's Rivendell list.
Oh,
we're all getting our favourite
list beast
today. So, could you run through it for us?
I would love to. I actually have not decided who the leader would be for this. So you can choose for yourselves, people. But I've actually wanted to run this list at a tournament. So let me lead you through it. We have Eristor with 6 High Elf Warriors with shield, 1 with spear shield, and 4 with bow and spear. Second warband is my have to pick captain man, the High Elf captain. He has a horse and a lance in his warband. He is old Bilbo Baggins. Then we have 5 elves with shield, 1 with spear shield, 4 with bow spear, and 1 with a banner and spear. Then we have Círdan, 2 High Elf Warriors with shield, 2 with spear, 1 Rivendell Knight with a shield. And then allied in from the White Council, we have Galadriel, Lady of Beast. Yeah, 32 models, 9 might, 9 bows. Pretty epic.
Pretty epic. The Beast Lady, then, eh?
Yeah.
Have you actually ran her before at an event?
I have never.
Okay. What was the thinking on, adding her into your standard Rivendell sort of list?
Well, I can use all my small nice heroes, which allow me to get numbers in Rivendell because everything else is really expensive, and that's a big issue. And you can fortify spirit them, so they're okay.
Do that.
You get the -1 courage for your enemies to make your Aura of Dismay even better.
You're essentially a ring wraith. Yep.
Yep. You don't have to use Círdan's might to cast Blinding Light. You get it for free from Galadriel. You can banish spirits, so wraiths.
Witch King.
Exactly, very prevalent.
On. Yep.
And it gives you 3 Fight 6 models to kill stuff with.
And what about the old Bilbo Baggins in there?
Oh, I actually forgot about him. Yeah.
Oh.
Just gives you an epic little ring boy with a point of might. Just to, again, combo with the 3 Fight 6 heroes.
See, pre me using Bilbo, I would have said, "Oh, I like it." But after using Bilbo, God, I hate Bilbo so much.
That's young Bilbo. He's rubbish.
Surely old Bilbo moves like 3 inches. Even worse for Sam.
Oh, so bad.
Brother can barely stand up at the Return of the King.
Yeah.
No, when he's all
when he's in Rivendell and he lurches towards Frodo.
Yeah.
That's the sort of energy he's given in this list.
But at the end of the Return of the King, when he's in that horse cart and he's just monged out at the back, Brother can barely move.
He's sailing into the west.
Yeah, I remember. I think you sent me this. You sent maybe, I don't know if it was me and Ash. I don't remember.
Yeah, I sent it to both of you.
And I remember being really torn because I like the addition, but then obviously Galadriel, her kind of some of the jobs that she would do, like Círdan already does in the sense of blinding light. And she has 3 attacks at Fight 6, so she can kill, and she do 3 or 4. 3. So it's interesting. Yeah, who would you make your leader in this? I
don't know.
Probably be Eristor.
I think not Galadriel. Yeah.
Yeah, because you kind of do want Galadriel killing in this.
Yeah. But you also want Eristor killing.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You do want him doing that. Maybe you take the horse and lance off of the captain and just have the captain sat back doing nothing. And then
you want
I'd rather have the captain thingy. Yeah, I think it might just be Galadriel because Eristor needs to be in combat to kill, and if he loses fighting and takes a wound, it's like
doesn't Eristor do more over the course of a game than a mounted high elf captain?
Not necessarily.
I think so, mostly. I mean, obviously, if you don't lose the horse and you have a good game,
the captain would be more killy because obviously he's got a lance and you can enchanted blades him.
True.
As well as
you are usually killing with Eristor anyway, though. I would say on average, because obviously with the captain, you're taking into account when you do and don't charge. So if you have games where you don't really get to charge much, then you're probably not killing much, whereas Eristor gets the same chance in every fight. So.
Yeah, but you could just enchant the blades the captain and have just as much killing power as Eristor.
Yeah, just as much, I guess. Yeah, true. And then what else are you really doing with Círdan? I guess at that point, you're enchanted blades and something.
Yeah, exactly. You've already got your aura spells up, and
and then he's literally the same as Eristor around the board, isn't he? Yeah.
If you could make,
it's kind of a nice way to buff little heroes and make them viable at higher points.
If you could make Círdan the leader. Oh my god, that's glorious.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
If he was forced to.
Yeah.
If only. Bring him back.
Yeah.
It's the -1 and stuff is nice, and it's I guess because Galadriel is a sense of She doesn't have transfix. So after you do fortify everyone, i.e., Eristor, Captain, Kirdan, and maybe your banner or your
Or the
knight.
knight.
That's only if you're playing against magic. Like if you're not playing against magic and you're not playing against a wraith, then
Yeah.
her magic is
Then
literally
she's just killing stuff.
she's blinding light. Yeah.
That's what I mean. This against certain lists, this
Yeah,
would
it's
really, really well into. But then
annoying.
sometimes
Yeah.
you might just come up against a list where they don't care about nearly any of this, i.e., Galadriel or even Círdan, like with his aura. Say if it's like a, I don't know, dwarfs or Dane or something, God knows. It'd be like, oh, uh-oh. I think I would say the higher points you go, the better this becomes. But like, what other heroes do you take after this? Is what I was thinking. Because
Yeah, it doesn't really seem to go much higher than this.
yeah, because I mean, you could maybe swap Eristor with Glorfindel, but then that's a lot more points. You only get 3 extra spots.
Yeah, you'd want more models, but there's no way to really get it. That's why there's just like at every points level, you get to a point where there's like a barrier where you either run out of warband space or as soon as you convert one of the cheap heroes to the more expensive heroes, but now you're out of points anyway. So you can never really extend the model count,
I mean, you could probably at 800 take Glorfindel if you just drop Bilbo.
Yeah.
So
Bilbo helps you in those less favorable evil matchups. So like, if you were playing against something like dwarves, if you are able to stop their big hero by just chucking Bilbo in randomly.
Yeah.
But you upgrade who to Glorfindel?
Eristor probably.
So you drop Bilbo, upgrade Glorfindel to Eristor, and take more troops.
Yeah, 800, yeah.
Yeah, it's only 50 more points.
Yeah.
How expensive is Bilbo?
Points.
How expensive is Bilbo? 40.
Yeah. You'd probably take the lance and the horse away from the captain.
Eristor's
Probably
how
get
many?
yourself up to
85?
34
Or is he
models.
80?
He's 85, so you'd maybe get like 2 more. You might get like 34 models or so.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's like I like this list, but I don't like this list. I don't really know. Like I like it. I like the idea of it, and I could see it actually. I could see it completely destroying some, certain armies, and see it doing well. But then there's something I don't like about it, but I can't put my finger on why.
It doesn't.
Something
I
in
get
my
this response
brain.
from Sam at every list I make.
Yeah, there's
I
something
think
in
it
my
just
brain.
it
It's
doesn't
like
excel in one. Like there isn't anything like sure Galadriel brings some really good tools and things, but in some matchups because those are just like null and void, the list is then missing something because other lists would be spending those points on things that affect like most matchups and things where Galadriel is quite specific. So you're missing that in those.
Yeah.
Matchups.
I think it's just the fact. I think it's because you're doubling down on something, i.e., like say blind light or whatever, or a caster that you already have. So it's then I'm thinking, oh, surely that 130 points could be used elsewhere, kind of thing. And then I'm like, oh, and then it just goes into that kind of my brain goes into that mode, which
I think when you look at Rivendell though, you don't actually have that many options.
yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm thinking, what else could you take instead of this? And then you take another captain, you get more models, but then
so you just end up playing Last Alliance instead at that point. And allying in Lothlorien.
Yeah, that's what I mean by I like this, but also don't like it. But I don't know why I don't like it because any other alternative I think of is not with Galadriel Lady Light. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Is she the same points as the Lothlorien one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same points. Okay. So you could have just taken the other one, but yeah, it's a different list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vince, any thoughts on this one before we move on?
Yeah, I do quite like it. I don't know about the doubling up of blinding light with Círdan. That's the bit that seems a bit wasteful almost.
12-inch blinding light, Vince. Don't sleep on it. That is needed often.
Yeah, with only 32 models. That's
You'll struggle.
And Sam said, if you face anything that kind of has terror mitigation or no wraiths, I don't really know what this list does.
I'd say you still got a good bit of killing power to chop.
Yeah, it's I mean,
you're winning still a lot of fights with elves.
Yeah, the elves, the heroes are okay in combat, but not exceptional. So I mean, Lady of Light is all right through his hacks, but yeah, I do like Lady of Light. It's very hard to fit her into a decent list, isn't it? Really, this is probably one of the few ways to do it if you wanted to fit her in with her restrictions. So, in that respect, I don't mind it too much.
She is one of those kind of heroes that I've never really seen, but
I mean, she's very good against Witch Kings and things.
Yeah,
you'd hope we see a lot of those. So yeah. If he can kill a Witch King,
two heroes that had their level of hero reduced, because I thought that'd be cool.
That's because you're a cool guy, James.
It's getting creative, guys. Come on.
And that's what Lord of the Spins is all about. Okay, we will leave it there and we will move on to Ali King's Arnor and Khazad-dûm list. God, he loves some dwarves. So his hero was Malbeth. So his army is led by Arvedui, who's leading 10 Warriors of Arnor, 5 Rangers of Arnor with Spear, and then he has Malbeth leading 8 Warriors of Arnor and 4 Rangers with Spear. Then from Khazad-dûm, he has a Dwarf King leading, he has a Dwarf King and a King's Champion leading identical warbands of 5 Khazad Guard, and then one of them has 3 Dwarf Rangers with Dwarf Longbow and Throwing Axes, and the other only has 2. So 48 models, which is pretty nice with the Dwarves and things. 14 bows from the Rangers and the Dwarf Rangers, and 8 might. What do we think on this one? Screams Ali King a little bit.
I'll let James start the ground running.
Yeah, it's just like a similar combination you've seen before, taking advantage of the fact that the Warriors of Arnor come with a spear, basically. And so you can just chuck tanky, killy dwarves at the front, stick the Warriors of Arnor behind, and just have a solid line, really.
It's a pretty solid line. Right, now, is this yellow?
Yes.
It is. Yes.
So the Khazad Guard don't get the reroll ones from the Khazad-dûm army bonus. So
they do not.
Obviously, they can't faint because they have axes.
It's so it's strength 4. I do like this. The only thing that is, I mean, it is an issue, but isn't an issue, is that obviously these Warriors of Arnor, a vast majority of them are your spears. Which means they don't take as much they don't take as many Malbeth saves because they're not dying straight away.
Damage.
No.
Yeah. So admittedly, you still have 29 models that a third of them will live, so it's still quite a few wounds.
I mean, well, hold on, to be fair, because you've only got 10 Khazad Guard, so you essentially have the Rangers behind all of them.
Yeah, but the Rangers will be at the front as well.
No. Oh, the Dwarf Rangers, sorry.
Yeah.
But they're still D5. I like the throwing.
So you're only really going to have 4 to 5 Arnold models out the front to get the benefit from saves.
But yeah, basically, you don't. After your front line, you'd rather have your front line instantly get the Malbeth save, but this doesn't, at least with the Dwarven contingent, and then you still get a third of 29, which is probably 9, just over 9.
9.66.
Yeah, 9 extra wounds, models, whatever. But you don't get them from the very start of the game. You have to wait until your frontline die to then get them, which it's not the end of the world, but it's not ideal.
I think in some spots it sort of will be though, because when the lines are fresh and things, it might only be if you've got a 2-on-2 and your opponent scores 1 wound on you, then you're just taking 1 save. But if the lines start to break and you're getting trapped and things like that, you might be more likely to be wounded more when you do lose a combat. So then you need to make more saves in order to live, which is less likely than if you're 1 wound.
If you're losing that front line, they're getting through to the Arno. You're probably in a bad spot.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying so it's less valuable to have the role afterwards. But
it is nice to replace the Fearless with more Fearless at the front, I suppose.
Yeah.
I thought maybe the Fearless was
might be is it army bonus?
Yeah, I thought maybe it was tied to Durin or something.
I thought they were just bodyguard.
No. Khazad Guard a bodyguard anyway, but it's
just bodyguard.
That's what I'm on about.
I thought it might have been
Swarm. I'm thinking
but no.
Arvedui is Fearless within yellow, but it's yellow.
Arvedui's is the army bonus,
Yeah. So the courage, there is courage mitigation in this. You do get 2 fight 6 heroes. One is obviously strength 5 that can
And a
pierce.
double
One
banner.
is 2 banners. The banner can be problematic in certain scenarios, i.e., fog of war, assassination.
Who's got no banner?
He has 2 banners with the King's Champion, mate.
What? Oh.
That's literally
just 10
just
seconds
what
ago,
I-
we're just
all
talking
I
about
heard was
the
you
fact
guys
that it
say
has
about a
2
banner.
banners.
I just heard you guys say about a banner, and then I looked at the list and saw no banner.
God, the viewers can see an Eliott Shillinglaw moment in real time right there.
This has got 2 banners.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's got no banner.
I did. I wish I had heard what you said, and then I had just fucked up, but I did hear what you said.
Yeah, so you can like I said, they can be bad for assassination, fog of war in when you play against magic because they count as heroes to kill, and if you don't have your banner in the fight, you're gonna lose more fights. And admittedly, they're D7, they can go up to D9 if you have them all within 3 of the King's Champ, which means that a Black Dart would need 4s to win them. I guess even go D8 and they need 4s instead of 3s. So only 1. But then they would just target the other one, which is D7. So you kind of have to have all 3 together.
You wouldn't be getting the advantage of having 2 banners then. So
yeah, you might as well just take 1. I mean, it's not like you've paid for the King's Champion profile anyway, so it's not like you've paid the extra 25 points. So you still get a fight 6 through attack, strength 5, piercing, strength 6 hero.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, it's bodyguard frontline. It's the dwarf rangers with throwing axes I like because a shoot value 3 with a strength 3 weapon is really nice.
Yeah, the strength 3 is nice. Yeah.
About David Reed.
Yeah, 100%. And then it's got a march. And it's got resolve as well, but I mean, it's if you need it really. And 4A models, basically, this list doesn't really die. It's really hard to kill.
No.
And 4A models with dwarfs and Arnor, notably 2 lists that live for ages, is
it's 4A models at 750 is great. It's a lot.
That model count, I think, is the main thing that is keeping this high because if it was 40, you're looking at some lists will just kill, their heroes will go into the Khazad, kill them, and then it starts to become problematic if they just spend their might to kill, not to do move offs or whatever. But 48 is a lot. It's a lot. And yeah, I'm a fan. I mean, you could go. There's the other route of going like Iron Guard frontline, but then you obviously D6 and you lose your bodyguard.
Yeah, I think the point was to get the model count like as high as possible.
Yeah, I think Khazad Guard is the great choice.
Yeah, while having lots of dwarves still. Yeah, the D7.
If you're allying with elves, you'd go for Iron Guard.
Yeah, Iron Guard, like 15 points for them are really cool and good profiles if you can take really cheap heroes and get a decent number of them with like your model count not being too tanked that bad.
Yeah.
But it's as a guard you can afford to do this because Dwarf King's 75 points and the King's Champ. I mean, he's 140, so he's actually fairly pricey.
You get your banners in there as well, so like you're saving.
I mean, you could take a Dwarf King and a normal banner for 100 points. So you're basically paying 40 points for the King's Champ added, and you still get banner. You take double banner in the Dwarf King, and you get more models, but and then your banners aren't targets for fog and stuff, which I was talking to Dave Reed about, and he prefers going Dwarf King with double or with a banner than taking a King's Champ because of that. Because you can just lose scenarios based on taking a King's Champion, which does suck.
Yeah,
but it depends.
Yeah. Okay, Vince. Any final thoughts before we move on this one? Any closing comments?
I think we covered it all. Really, it's just a list that just doesn't die.
Yeah,
Vince, you sound really enthusiastic about this list, mate. Do you want to take this to a tournament?
Vince is a big fan.
No, this is not the kind of list I'd bring to a tournament.
Really?
It would just bore me to death, I think.
Are you dogging Ali's list, Vince?
I mean, it's a good list, but
not for you.
Not for me, no.
There aren't any.
I would take this list because it's got 14 bows, which is actually quite a lot of bows.
I saw that. Yeah, I noticed actually. It's got quite a lot of shooting in.
Yeah, I would take this list as well. It's quite a grindy list, which I like.
Never take this list.
The only problem is that you rely basically it's kind of like the Vault Warden stuff I take. If your opponent just kills your lines in one turn. You have such a bad turn. I mean, 48 models helps, but you can just lose the game instantly because all your high value troops die so fast.
Yeah, no, the front, and then you're sort of, yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
And you hope averages come out to play, but that's not how MESBG works.
MESBG, it is not indeed. Okay, we will leave it there with Ali's list, and we will move on to Ben Haslam's Serpent Horde and Corsair Alliance. So his hero here was the Corsair Captain. So his list is led by Suladan on Armored Horse, who's leading 9 Harad Warriors with Poison Bow, I guess, 5 Harad Warriors with Spear and 3 Serpent Riders. Then from the Corsairs, he has the Knight of Umbar on horse, leading 10 Corsairs with Spear and 5 Arbalisters. Then he has a Corsair Captain leading 8 Corsairs with Spear and 4 Arbalisters, and then a Corsair Captain leading 2 Corsairs with Spear and 2 with Bow and Spear, which I was quite surprised to see. So 52 models, 20 bows all in, and 9 might. So what do we think on this one? It's an interesting face, James.
I mean, Knight of Umbar is
down on the Corsair Captain.
Oh yeah, he's taken 2.
He's not only fulfilled the brief, he's exceeded.
Yeah,
He's doubled down here, folks. Ben Haslam understands the assignment.
I think we should continue in our theme of list that Sam Grattan plays. What does Sam think?
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't know what I think of this. I think it's fucking horrendous, if I'm quite honest with you.
Sounds like you do know what you think.
The Knight of Umbar, mate, he's so good.
I can't remember the last time I saw the Knight of Umbar, and I respect Ben for taking because I mean he's taking it for a reason to be different. But I feel like if I remember correctly, the only possible way of him doing anything is with a Fell Beast. Him on horse, I think is just really shit.
what is casting
Knight of
values
Umbar,
like?
the copy guy.
His casting is the horrendous cast.
It's the worst caster out of all of them. It's so
That's
bad.
even taking the black nums to compliment the fact he's got a wraith. He's just raw dogging it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, like he cast transfix on a 4, compel on a 5, black dart on a 6. Like,
He's a 12-inch black dart though. Shout out the Shadow Lord.
Shit. Yeah, that's really shit.
Start the fight phase, put any heroic actions declared. You spend a will to activate this ability. The Knight of Umbar can select to use the fight strength and or attack values of his opponent instead of his own. But it's just a worse strike because you copy their fight value, then they strike, and then you don't copy it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's actually better than the Urukai Shaman.
Yeah, and I mean, he doesn't. He only loses will if he loses the fight. If he wins the fight, he doesn't, which is why I think him on a Fell Beast is way better.
I think we should take a moment here, though, to focus in on the Corsair Captain profile. So he has
really good
Corsair, infantry, and hero keywords. He has throwing daggers and options for a bow, a crossbow, a shield, and a 2-handed axe. 5/5.
The profile for the captain is very lemon.
50 points.
It's all right.
I think everything in this is just kind of confusing me because like, what's your front line? Are you having 9 Harad bow with at the front?
Yeah.
That's a fun.
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're having the D3 Arbalisters at the front as well.
True.
Beast.
Yeah.
It kind of plays like a Corsair list where you'd have pockets of crossbows everywhere and like holes in between so that they can shoot, but then you still have a line to fight that you can connect to when the lines come and you can fight with, and then or have the Arbalisters come in.
In that list, you normally have like 15 Arbalisters though, not 9.
Yeah. I mean, I would always take a Corsair Captain with a crossbow. I think the 5 points for the crossbow on those heroes are so good because you still get your throwing weapons when you go in, and 55 points for it. I just think is really. I would always take that. I would never take it with the shield only, because who cares? They're D5. And and I'd never take bow spear. That's the first time I've
Yeah,
ever
I saw
seen.
that.
I've
I've
never
got
seen
the
that
bow
before in
spear.
a Corsair list.
I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's really sus.
Ken has cooked here with this list.
It's just because arbalesters are infinitely better than Corsairs with bow, so you never see them. Like, yeah, I think somehow if you're going to take the Night Bomber, you have more of a reason to take Black Nuns because of the Harbinger. So I guess you could take more spears in Suladan's warband, fill out one of the captain's warband with basically those 12 Black Nuns.
Yeah.
Then have because the warband 3 of the 2 and the 4 captain with 4 guys. Say if you just filled out with 12 Nums, you gave all the 9 Harad with bow and spear, you dropped to 50 models or whatever. Gay captains 2 crossbows, then you'd have D6 terror with -1 line. You'd have 11 crossbows with the 2 captains. You still have throw weapons as well.
Yeah.
You'd have your 6-inch banner.
It would make the Knight of Umbar somewhat useful.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you could find a way to give him a Fell Beast. He's just way better because it's kind of like a.
Is that because he can use the fight value of the Fell Beast? Am I getting that?
Well, it's like if you don't really need to copy their strength anymore because
that's what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, like Fell Beast or strength 6 or something.
Or is it the strength? Yeah.
And then you could use his fight value at fight 5, and you'd then have 3 attacks. So you don't need to go to a hero and copy their stuff because yours is semi-okay, especially with the Sudan banner. But you're better off doing that and killing troops and hurling than you are going into a hero, copying it, then getting striked against and dying. Which basically the model for that, the rules for that profile want you to go into heroes, but then it's so much worse going to heroes than it is troops. That it's just so counterintuitive and is bad. And yeah, the horse just doesn't help that.
I like what he's tried to do here. He has tried to, capture the spirit of Lord of the Spins by not just taking Blacknum front line.
I'd love to have seen like Corsair captain leader, 5 captains, 4 arbalesters with the crossbow on the captain. So then you'd have 5 times 5, 25 crossbows at 750.
I'm upset that you didn't get the Corsair captain, and then you could have done.
I would have absolutely.
You could have made the Corsair captain as my arbalester list.
Yeah, I think I actually I remember writing that for Masters. I was thinking I was going to take like.
Oh yeah, I remember
models
that.
And even crossbows.
Maybe next year. We'll see. Okay, I think that would do it.
I respect them for taking this.
Yes. Yeah, the Corsair captain. Okay. We will move on to the viewer list for this episode. That is all of our list.
Hi, Vladimir.
We are going to move on to the list that was submitted by Vladimir. So thank you very much, Vladimir, for sending in this list, and to everyone else that sent in their lists as well. Like I mentioned at the start, I will go into how you can submit your list for this episode for us to discuss next episode at the end of the episode. So stick around for that. But the hero we spun for last episode was Ashrak. So Vladimir has submitted an AOL list led by Musger, who's leading 1 Warg Rider with banner, shield, and throwing spear, 2 Orc trackers with swap weapon, interesting, with axes, I think, and 1 just plain Orc tracker. Then he has Druazag leading 2 Warg Marauders, 1 Bat Swarm, and then 8 Venomback Spiders. And then Ashrak leading 1 more Warg Marauder, 1 Bat Swarm, and 8 Venomback Spiders. So it's 28 models, 9 bows, and 5 might. What do we think on this one? Very interesting.
Seems like Vlad's been impaled while writing this list.
Lad, this is arse cheeks, my man.
Yeah.
Now, full disclaimer for anyone who didn't see last episode or had seen Lord Spins before, we always rank and review these lists as if they are one of our own, and full discretion is advised.
I don't know what's worse, the 16 Venomback Spiders or the 2 Orc trackers with swap weapon.
He's taking advantage of it while he still can swap weapons.
So Vladimir actually sent in his thoughts on this list in the email that he sent in. So let me read it for these Spotify listeners. So his thought here is that it's a weird kind of cavalry list which doesn't have as many downsides as a regular cav list. The biggest downside is the heroes need to foot slog, but given their supporting nature, he doesn't think it's the biggest deal. The Legendary Legion rules are quite nice for protecting the spiders from shooting as they approach. The darkness paired with the 3 Warg Marauders means you should be able to out-skirmish most lists. Ashrak is central to the army, providing Shroud of Shadows, Fury, and most importantly, 32 points of free Venomback upgrades. The Venomback Giant Spiders are basically just better Morgul Knights. Having 2 attacks at Strength 5 with full rerolls is comparable to a Strength 3 Lance Cavalry on the charge. What makes them better is you get that even when the spiders are charged. The spiders are fight 4, terror, 2 wounds at D3 is comparable to D6 in his opinion. Vladimir's kind of cooking right now. I will continue.
Vladimir's not cooking.
He's definitely not cooking.
Druzag and the Bats are doing their usual shenanigans in Airwell. They're the main tech pieces, other than the shooting, to deal with big enemy heroes. You have Musgo's Transfix, but that seems unreliable against any hero with over 2 well. I would probably agree with that. Musgo and the Trackers are to fulfill the Legendary Legion requirements. Musgo and Orcs equals Goblins, here's put, and also provide some extra shooting if you have bow dominance. Yeah, they can also be chaffed to hold objectives and can even just sit somewhere safe to be living bodies to prevent the army breaking, which is true. Finally, there's a single Wild Rider with a banner for VPs and rerolls. He's the debatable part and can be swapped out for a 4th Warg Marauder and 2 extra Trackers.
He's the debatable part.
Swaps out for a 4th Marauder and 2 extra Trackers. He's not sure which is better. And he hopes we like the idea. There we go. So I couldn't see any of what was going on while I was reading.
Sam was giving us a live rating.
So what do we think after his synopsis then? Does that change anyone's view?
No. Actually make it worse in my eyes. I love the fact he went for I might be able to outshoot people with his 6 goblin bows and his 2
it's only if he has the dominance in the shooting war. If there's no bow,
it's the fact that he used the word dominance.
If he has the bow dominance, James, then they can come in handy.
Thing is though, is it you need an equal amount of goblins and orcs?
Is it equal?
I think it is.
There's how many? This has Warg Marauders. How many goblins?
Warg Marauders count as 1 unit, right? So he has got equal.
Yeah,
so it's 5. Yeah.
Because the heroes don't count.
No, they do count, do they?
No.
Yeah, I think it's just troops. I think.
Well, surely they don't. Surely that's wrong then, right? Because if it's 1 Warg Marauder is 1 goblin, or for example.
Oh no, maybe the heroes do count because he does have equal actually.
They must count because otherwise it wouldn't be.
Yeah, you could
legal. I like the vibe of the Venomback Spiders. I mean, having 60 of them, they were all having 2 wounds.
8 of them's pretty good.
And I mean, if you do lose the fight, you're probably dead.
It's 32 wounds.
I'm not sure how protected they're going to be from shooting because they receive +1 against them, right?
Yeah, you basically have 1 turn of
losing half your spiders.
You have 1 turn of it, yeah.
Well, say if you had this is 750, so say if they had 15 or let's say 16 bows. That's quite a large number of bows.
Against Ben's course there.
But what if he has the bow dominance though? We're forgetting that. He might
the bow dominance.
Realistically, you can actually you could actually outshoot people for a little bit in this because they can't see. You're moving. You can move 4 inches with full 10 with the Warg Marauders. Like you may be able to kill 2 or 3 models before they can start shooting, and then you would have you'd have 1 turn of your spiders. I'd argue maybe 3 spiders would die.
It's 3 too many though.
Yeah, but then you'd still have 13.
60 points worth of spiders just insta gone.
Yeah.
Tough.
I mean, it's what they're all courage 4, so that's not the worst thing in the world.
Fight 4 at 750 points though.
They charge in and die.
If they do win the fight, they are killing.
No banner.
They're killing shit.
Oh no, the Warg Rider's got a banner.
Yeah, if you could,
so he's affected 3 spiders.
I could see this playing out where if you had enough turns and skirmished enough to basically circle within 12 inches, like make literally do a spider ring around
End
them.
of the Return of the King, the Black Gate.
Yeah, the Black Gate, do that around them within 12 inches, lose priority, then go in out six inches away, and then either win or lose priority, who cares at that point? Then you absolutely just sue all of them in. And it would be that'd be pretty lit. It may work, it may not, but that's the only way I could see this working.
So Vladimir, you should try that out. And
I think it's bad, but I like it. I like it a lot.
I like it. What do we think, James and Vince? Any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's bad, and I don't like it.
Yeah. This is going in whatever we're naming the bottom tier.
I'm giving my man Vlad more credit. I think this is a
It's not that bad. It's
this
still
isn't. I don't think this is bottom tier. I think
no, it can't be bottom tier. Is it that?
This is Hugh Edwards.
I think he is cooking something
If I'd whipped this list out, you'd gone, fucking hell.
Did you not hear that synopsis on why it's so lemon?
I think he's cooking something that has a high likelihood of food poisoning. However, it's
he's
not
set off the fire alarm. He's got to turn the Ansel system on because he's burning the kitchen down.
But the food isn't death. You're not dead instantly due to eating it. You're just mildly ill.
Yeah. So speaking of the tier list, maybe we should move on then to have a little look and see where we will place it. So we will move on now for this week. I thought, what better to put in the bottom tier than the Rise of Angmar supplement? As you know, Games Workshop, as I'm sure everyone's been watching our emergency podcast. We've got Sam Grattan on one. Let's go. The book is only really going to be valid for, say, a month or something like that, and then it's just going to be no longer. So that's a shame, and for that reason, it finds itself as the bottom tier this week. So for the Spotify listener, if you haven't seen one of our tier lists before, if you are the very best in our tier list, you will aim to be in our lemon category, and then descending down from there, our categories are named Silly Nervous, Nervous, Dog, and then this week, the Rise of Angmar. So we will kick things off with James's High Elf Captain list with Galadriel, Lady Eliott, and friends.
Nervous.
So we're basing the. How are we doing this tier list again? So winning.
So it has on how well it can do at a GBHR 100. That was always the criteria. How competitive it can be at a GBHR 100.
Either how it can be.
Yes.
I would say bottom of Silly Nervous if it's what it could be.
Silly Nervous. It could just get up there in
I think it would be bottom. I don't think it'd be.
I think it'd be I'm so not against it being nervous. Top of Nervous.
But
it could so easily go into. I reckon to start off with, let's leave it there.
If we look at the current meta forecast, I'd say it's in Silly Nervous.
Like, yeah, depending on if you played Angmar every time would be hilarious and bump it up. But if you didn't, it's like, oh.
I think to start off with, seeing as James doesn't really get a vote and Sam is thinking maybe more Silly Nervous, but Vince and I are both thinking top of Nervous, at least to begin with. We will leave it there, top of Nervous. I think just set things off, James. Okay, don't lose hope.
God, I bet Vlad's going to be higher than me.
You fucking will be. Okay, move on to Ali King's Malbeth list.
I think this is better
with Khazad-dûm. I think this is it. See, I feel better with it being like this.
Yeah, Silly Nervous. Yeah,
down there, or like middle-ish sort of.
I could see Ali taking this and being annoying with it and doing well, just because it's an Ali list.
Did you say it's nervous, James?
Yeah, it's just nervous as hell.
This shit nervous as hell.
Well, there are 3 votes for Silly Nervous, so that looks like that's where it's staying. Okay, we'll move on to Adam's Moria Blackshield captain list with the Watcher. I think it's still Silly Nervous, surely, right? Even though the captain's not that optimal.
Silly nervous, you say?
Yeah.
It could have been silly nerves if it was
Yeah.
built correctly, but
Yeah,
It
no.
could have been.
What did we say was so wrong with it?
The fact that
No Shadow Lord.
it can get shot, no Shadow Lord, no banner.
Yeah, no
It
Black
does
Shield.
have a banner. I think it's bottom of silly nervous. I'd say under Ali's Malbeth list, but yeah, I think it's still silly nervous.
I think
so
it's.
good.
I think it's nervous.
No, you've got Black Numb's Hairline, you've got a 6-inch banner, and the Watcher. That's pretty crazy.
I would say
It's so good.
I would say above or below James.
crazy.
I don't really know where.
I think it's silly nervous personally, but okay. So do you
I mean,
guys?
it's got. The
top
problem
it
is
out?
it's got a low model count. It's gonna get shot. It's apart from the numbs, it's just a load of goblins. Like it's.
It is
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
good.
goblins. Yeah.
It's all right.
Do we think
but-
James is then?
Some lists will just lose to it because, especially if they need their heroes, like you just pull the heroes.
Lots of lists usually do kind of need their heroes to do something, and they need the might and stuff.
Again, it's just basically the biggest problem with the Watcher is when you come into Blind Light and having enough to either compel that forward or backwards outside of 6, or even just compel the hero in and hope that you roll a 6 or a 5 on your tentacles to hit.
Yeah.
And like if you play against another caster or against one or a sentinel and they sentinel your bat away or you compel your bat away, you only have one of them, so it can cause issues. I think, I would. And it's not like you have loads of will with the Dark Marshal because you're going to be spending it. For
Yeah, on the banner. Yeah.
So I'm happy with it there, but I don't really care if it goes above or I don't know. I'll leave it there. I think.
Are you happy with that, Vince?
You're really correct. I
Yeah.
think it does belong below.
Yeah, leave it there.
Okay, so everyone's happy with that. So we'll move on to Jay's Herald of the Dead list.
All the lists this week have been really odd. Like really odd.
I think this is
All
kind
the
of similar.
spins,
If it had
baby.
been built slightly more correct,
Yeah, but
I'd
I
have been silly nervous. But
I don't know where this would go because it's 30 D8 annoying ghosts, but
I
that's
think it
on.
goes underneath both of theirs. I think it goes here.
It's probably nervous below those two. Yeah.
I think it goes there.
It's weird because I could see someone taking 30 ghosts and a good player going forward too. Like that's
you
what
could you could so do that.
Yeah,
I
it's like-
think the
it's like silly
ceiling,
nervous.
the ceiling's just,
that just
higher.
after you lost to Josh Sherman at that event.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but silly nervous isn't 4 and 2. That isn't the.
What is it?
It's never been the benchmark on.
What is it then?
It's just lists that we think are like on a not the very top tier of lists in the game, but just like a step underneath. They don't have the X factor thing or whatever it is that makes.
Yeah, that screams 4 and 2. Basically, what you just.
It does.
But it isn't like we've always said in our tier list that if you could go 4 and 2 that list, that means you are in silly nervous. Like it's not that cut and dry.
Well,
I don't know
no,
what
because
I
any of
base-
this can go 4 and 2, but
Yes,
you'd
it could go
expect a
4 and
silly
2, but
nervous
James's
list to
list
go
could
at
go
least
4
and 2.
Yeah, James's list could go 4 and 2. The Watcher one could, but I think run of the mill, it's
Leave it there. I mean, it's fucking ghost.
underneath
Yes.
those two. Yeah, ghost. Okay.
Who cares?
Moving on to my Erebor Reclaimed and Survivors of Lake Town alliance with Ori.
I actually just don't know.
I think that they're all nervous.
Yeah.
Like, Ori is really bad. You could say that just because it's got 15 dwarfs and Bard and Thorin and the 12-inch banner, that is going to silly nervous because you could again like.
Yeah, I think those things to have in a list would make it silly nervous is whether Ori is really bad and brings
It
it
does drag it down a lot because I mean you can get those things at 650 points, so you've just got an Ori level of points.
An Ori.
Yeah, I'd say top of nervous.
Like, is
Above.
this better than James's list? I don't know.
No, I'm not sure.
I think it is just.
No shot.
Or is this better than a
It's
watch?
close. It's close, yeah. In different matchups. I think in the matchups where James can really take advantage of, the magic and things, and if he's playing against rates and things, his is way better. I'd say mine's probably got a wider range of matchups where it does better.
I think the late time's more well-rounded, so that's why I'd be more confident it'd do better, like in more games.
Yeah,
as long as it's nervous, I don't really care where it goes. So,
well, I don't really get a vote. So, above or below, James?
Above.
Above. Sam?
Sure.
You get the deciding vote.
Sam has to vote.
Sam gets the deciding vote. But if Sam said below, then we would be screwed. But okay. Moving on to Ben's Corsair captain list.
This is
dog.
Is this Rise of Angmar?
He's still got 52 models.
Yeah, it's gonna be dog.
This is dog. Yeah. It's got a Harad front line and the Knight of Umbar.
Yeah, but the thing is though, 52 models, you could probably 15 a turn at the state of that line.
He's got a 6-inch banner though.
I don't hate dog. It's still
dog.
got shooting, it's still got thingy, but yeah.
Dog's a little harsh. Yeah. Maybe bomber nervous. But...
Nah, I think it's dog. Moving on to the viewer list, Vladimir.
Dog.
Stick him in Rise of Angmar right now.
Below captain.
Yeah, surely going there.
I think.
How does this have to be in Rise of Angmar? Because Vlad's list is screaming.
We haven't come onto your list yet, Vince. So we'll get.
I think that I would. I think if say Eliott was to take Vlad's list compared to Thorin's company, your list, Vince, Eliott would do better with Vlad's list than your list.
I think Vlad's list would beat.
Yeah, I think overall, from a player using it, I think Vlad's list would beat. You would do better with Vlad's list if you just picked it up and played it at a tournament than Thorin's company, because it still has play into.
It would have the dominant shooting.
Yeah, you could probably kill a dwarf or two through just
with Bucky,
thingy. And you can still play objectives to a certain extent. And if you win fights with your 2 attacks and a banner and at straight 5 rerolling, you will kill. Yeah,
looks like it's going in dog. Vlad.
Yeah, Vlad.
Shout out Vlad. We'll move on to Sam's list with the Betrayer on Fell Beast.
Angmar.
This is also dog.
Yeah, this is dog. I'd say it's better than Vlad's though.
Is it better than Ben's? I guess not. Better than
it's not
models.
No, it's in between. Yeah, it's better than Vlad's.
It can still actually do things.
Yeah, I think they're or above, above both. Yeah, reasonable choices.
Yeah, sure. Okay, and now Vince's Thorin's company list. Got to be Angmar, right?
Oh no! Are you guys serious? This isn't Rise of Angmar.
Yeah. You've been Angmar, mate.
Okay, at 750, like, what do you win?
Wait,
absolutely nothing.
Because
no, you win contest.
Yeah.
I don't even think you do, because they just farm your heroes for a 3-point a might each time.
Yeah. So many of your heroes are so bad that like you could probably
even
just
Thorin's not that great.
Yeah, not that one.
I don't honestly know. I think a lot of lists. I think a lot of lists could shoot them, like shoot 3 of them probably, and then
you got a march and 8-inch move.
Oh, that is so many inches.
That's beast. That's beast.
So beast.
You're moving what 13 inches. You're zatting.
To be fair, I totally forgot that they were all mounted on ponies. I was just thinking that they were on foot.
Well, that's the whole point of the list.
Yeah, no, I forgot about
that. You forgot about the key feature. Yeah, so you
doesn't
moved
lift
13
them out.
inches.
That does not lift them out of Rise of Magma.
I mean, you take one less tennis shooting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're all below Vlad.
I'm totally down for leaving Bomber in Rise of Angmar. James, what do you think?
Yeah, it's totally staying there.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, if we're following the, if it goes 4-2 rule, it goes in.
You trying to say it's going 4-2?
It goes in nervous.
Do you think
If
you think you would go 3-3 with that list at a tournament?
No, I said 4-2.
Yeah, listen up, Sam.
Which scenarios do you think you would win against just a normal list?
No, it will depend on the matchup, right? It's not always going to be facing
What is a good matchup for this?
Yeah. Okay. Say if every the game you played had like exactly the by 20 of the model count. It had 37 models. That's your average. People are going to usually have more than that. So we'll give you the benefit of the doubt. They've got 37 models. What do you win?
37 models.
You got 3, 5, 6 heroes, and the rest are pretty shit.
I mean, the rest are 5-5, aren't they?
No, you got 5-4 lads in there.
Some of them are 5-4.
I think
That's why most of them are 5-6.
No.
Vince is trolling. Right, we will move on. It's staying in Rise of Magma. I'll believe that. We will move on to Ash's Urukai Shaman list, Isengard list.
This
The list writing is dog, but the actual list itself is probably nervous.
I think this slots in between Ghosts and Goblin.
Yeah, surely it's not better than the Watcher list.
I don't know if this is better than the Ghosts.
I think it's just because you just think Isengard is like still.
It's still fight. The problem is that it's a D5 front line.
Yeah. Well, it's all D5.
He does have a Crebain, so.
Oh, it's so maneuverable.
It's got a caster. It's all fight 4. It's got 40 models.
Yeah, Saruman's so good.
All strength 4.
It's surely better than the
Green
Ghosts.
Being is annoying.
Yeah.
It's just
I think it's fine there.
He's fine there. So the highest list we have this week is one list in Silly Nervous, which is Ali's Malbeth, Arnor, and Khazad-dûm Alliance. Quite different to the normal tier list that we do in our GBHR 100 preview episodes. Lord of the Spins really does spin things the other way, doesn't it?
Oh, that was cool.
That was so gaudy, mate. I like that.
Thanks, guys. Right. Well, we will leave that there, and we will move on to the best part of the episode, which is the spinning of the wheels. So for the Spotify listeners, we are ready to spin the wheels now. I don't have Ashley here this week, who usually writes them down. Is anyone able to do that? Does anyone have a phone?
Oh, I can do it, mate.
Right.
Sam, thank you very much, my friend. That would be great.
Say no, I can't write.
What?
No, I can't write.
So we will start off by spinning for the viewer hero. So if you did want to submit a list for next episode, you'll need to either message it in to us through Instagram, or you can email in your list along with your first name, please, to our email address, which is gollumgamersgbhl@gmail.com, which I'll leave down in the description. We'll then select one of the lists that are submitted to be included in the next episode. But if you would like to submit your list, just be warned, it will be reviewed and ranked as we did Vladimir's. We will not hold back. We will treat it as if it was one of our own.
Feel free to also text your things to Jack Walker. His number will be in the comments.
We will leave it on there. Yeah. Jack Walker loves Lord of the Spins.
You actually put Jack's number in the comments. That would be hilarious.
So
you can also message Ollie Martin as well.
Ollie Martin.
Put that down there as well.
Shout out the boys.
Remember, guys, if you want to join the Gollum's Gamers B team, you can ask Jack and Ollie.
Yeah.
Spots are coming up for Smeagol's Gamers.
Smeagol's Gamers. The B team. Okay, so we'll kick things off with the viewer hero for next week. Is it going to be a mega cursed one? I took out most of the really cursed ones, so what have we got here? Is that Leggy?
Right round.
Raddy.
Radagast.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I like that.
Ashrak and Raddy. Nice. So
I like that.
send in Radagast list, and we will spin the points wheel last at the end. So wait around to see which points level we'll be writing a Radagast list for. Okay, so we will move on. I'm going to reverse the order this week. So we are starting with my hero.
Sheesh.
We're going back to front. We have, is that, oh, that was a War Priest, but I just, Raza. Okay.
Raza.
That's kind of cool. I like that. It's interesting. Okay. Next up, we have Ben Haslam. I think he's had two. I think he's had two Corsair heroes now. So
let's give him a third.
Gil Galad.
Oh, Gil.
He also had a Sealdor, so he's had a Sealdor and Gil Galad now. That's pretty nice.
Lucky boy.
Okay, that's a beast hero.
Who's next?
Vince Wong.
Oh, here we go, Vince.
Vince is hella nervous right now.
Oh,
Tyrion, the fearless one.
God, that is such a boring pick.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that one.
Yeah, that's such a dry little hero.
We have James. Sorry, James. Go.
Oh, who will I get?
The
Taskmaster.
God, I can't wait for James to have Sauron on his list. That's going to be great.
Yeah, Sauron.
No one's going to see what I've got coming.
We have Sam now.
Ah, scary.
This boy.
Ooh, he's going to get Parliament.
Is that Percy? From
so
that's Halls of
Sam
Thranduil.
never writes a Hobbit Legolas list.
I never use Legolas. Oh my god, this is gonna be so hard to find.
What am I gonna do? Okay. We will move on now to Ali King. Now we've only had high points so far though, so if it's Leggy at 450, that will definitely change things.
No, it won't. Trust me, I'll be fine.
Ali King. Is that
Meriadoc?
Meriadoc. Brandy Buck.
God, had so much fun writing that list.
What the Brandy Buck?
What in the brandy? Now we have Ashley Walker.
Yeah, James, the list I played to you is definitely not going to be the one that's happening with me.
No way.
The Ginger Man. Is that no? Oh no!
Respin it, redo it. Spin it.
There's no way I'm respinning it. There's no way I'm respinning it.
I love it.
We will have to challenge Ashley to try and write a Mouth the Sauron list.
No, you just won't let him. Don't let him write.
Yeah, no, I won't let him submit. Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
But like he could do a model list with the mouth and just like something else. Yeah.
No, hopefully the points is not a Witch King Sully points.
Yes. Yeah, where he can fit. If it's 650, I am.
Yeah,
this is going to dive into his archive of lists.
He's won like.
There's no archive. There's a points value and a list. That is it. There's no.
Yeah, that is funny. Okay, we will move on now to Jay.
This vault doesn't exist.
Oh, that is classic. Hey Jay, what is this? Is that Delgamar? Okay, Delgamar.
Good pick.
Nice. Okay. And then finally, we have Adama.
Adama Traore. Plays for Fulham. Come on. I don't know who that is.
Is that a Lake Town?
Aylwin.
That's a nervous pick.
That is pretty soon.
That is hard. Okay, so those are all the heroes. So the viewer hero was Radagast. And Sam, would you run through everyone's heroes for us?
I can indeed. So I, Sam, have got Legolas from The Hobbit. James has the Orc Taskmaster. Ashley has the Mouth of Sauron. Eliott has Raza, Serpent of the Fang.
Ooh.
Vince has Syrian or Kyrian or Kyrian or Madurgudado.
Chiron.
Who else? Who did I say? Adam has Eowyn. Ben has Gil-galad. Jay has Delgamar. And Ali King has Meriadoc Brandybuck.
Okay, lovely. So those are the 10 lists we'll be taking a look at next episode. So make sure to submit those Radagast lists. But at what points level? I hear you ask. Well, let's spin that wheel, baby. Let's find out.
Oh my
god, it's gonna be 900.
1,000.
Why? We have done like every points level above 750 now.
Well,
we've done
Sauron's coming out to play.
We've done 750, 800, 850, 900, and 950. So okay. We haven't done 950 maybe because it's still there.
Does Ash have a 900 which King Silly list?
He does not, thankfully.
No. Wonder what he'll add in.
You just add in like
just switch Gorbag for Shagrat, and that will literally be it.
Yeah. I guess then, yeah.
Oh.
So those Radagast lists will have to be at 900 points. It was 900, wasn't it? And not 950.
Yeah, 900.
900 for the next episode. So make sure you send those in. But I think that is going to do it for another cracking episode of Lord of the Spins. So that's going to do it. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching another episode of Lord of the Spins.